Hey guys, I'm Dr. Crank down here at Waco Animal Hospital, and today we're going to be talking about all you need to know about dog medications.
All right, Dr. Crank, how are medications used to treat my dog?
So they're pretty much used the same way as they are in humans. So dog medications are something that we use every single day. We have pills, we have ointments, we have liquids, we have injections. So many things that are available to us that we can use to help your overall dog's health and also as preventative care.
All right, so what are the commonly used medicines for my dogs, and when would a veterinarian recommend them?
So as far as that goes, it is something that we use pretty similar products to what are in humans a lot of the time. So we use your antibiotics, your antifungals, pain medications. We also use preventative care as far as your flea, tick, and heartworm prevention. So there's a lot of different medications that we can use, and it really depends on the circumstances of what your dog has going on, as far as if we have an ear infection or if we have your dog is coughing or vomiting. And so there's a lot of variation that we can use, but there's so many different products out there on the market now that have been proven safe for your dog and also effective.
Great. So what are some of the side effects and adverse reactions my dog could experience from these medicines?
So it depends on the type of medication, but a lot of medications that we see, one of the top side effects is going to be GI upset, especially if it's not given with a full meal. So especially with your antibiotics and antifungals, those you want to make sure you're giving them with a meal the majority of the time, because just like with us, if you don't, then usually we might have some vomiting or upset stomach or diarrhea, and overall the dog not feeling as great, but usually the side effects are pretty minimal, especially if you're making sure that meal is being given and we're using them at the right dosing.
Great. So what do I need to know about drug interactions?
So there are a lot of medications that do interact with each other. So it's really important that if you go to a vet, especially if it's not your regular vet and you're going to the ER or you couldn't get into your normal vet and you're going somewhere else, it's very important to let that veterinarian know what medications that your dog is currently on or has recently been on, or even just if your dog has been on a medication and not did well with it before. So making sure to keep your receipts is actually pretty important and pretty handy if you're traveling or anything like that and need to get in, because we want to make sure that some drugs can interact with each other and either cause upset stomach. It can actually cause some of the medication to not be absorbed as well as what it should be, or it can even make the medication be absorbed too well and cause some side effect issues as far as overdosing. So we do need to definitely know if your dog is on any medications, and then we also have to keep that in mind whenever we are actually prescribing medications to make sure we're not doubling up on things or going to cause your dog any harm by doing too many medications together.
Great. So can my dog be on medication long term?
So they can. There are some medications that we really prefer for them not to be on long term, but there are a lot of medications, especially in dogs that have long-term problems as far as seizure control. We have some medications that your dog can be on every day and probably should be on every day if your dog has to have them to control daily seizures. There's also some pain medications that some of them we prefer, as far as the short term. Those are going to be things that we use for right after surgery or an initial injury, or they accidentally mess up their leg as far as a soft tissue type injury. But for things like arthritis that we are going to be treating for the long haul, there are medications that we can overall pretty safely use, especially if we're monitoring them as far as blood levels and things go. But there are medications that can be used fairly safely long term to keep your dog comfortable.
Great. So why is it important to not give my dog medications without speaking to the veterinarian first?
It is very important. It is something that will make my job a lot harder and actually can end up hurting your dog more than helping your dog. So it is something that most medications that, although we can kind of cross over a lot of things with humans, they're not the same dose, or they also are not the same as far as how the dog actually absorbs them. So a lot of human pain medications don't cross over. So we don't ever recommend giving anything over the counter as far as pain control goes, especially without talking to your veterinarian. It can end up causing GI ulceration, can actually cause kidney failure, and so it is something that we don't recommend using any human medications without first consulting your veterinarian.
So what tricks can I use to give my dog medicine?
There are a lot of tricks. So with Jax here in particular, Jackson loves treats, and so we can pretty much offer him a medication in about any of these, and he will be more than willing to take them. So peanut butter is a great one. You pretty much will just be able to stick the peanut butter right in the roof of your dog's mouth, and they will more than likely very much so be happy for that, and you just have the pill right in with that. And then the same thing goes for these soft forming treats. We use lean treats, but they're pill pockets as well, and even some marshmallows. So little tricks like that are going to be a hidden thing for your dog. If your dog is a food allergy type dog and can't receive things along the lines of normal types of treats and peanut butter, you can get vegan marshmallows, and those are a great type of a way that you can put a pill in your dog's marshmallow and pop it in the mouth, and hopefully not have to force anything down. One thing that we can use if your dog is not the most cooperative for tricks with the food is what's called a pill popper. You actually stick the pill right in the very tip of this. This is a really soft kind of rubber. So once you stick the pill in there, you actually will just open your dog's mouth and pop it right down the back of his throat.
So my last question is, where should I get my dog's medications refilled?
So most of your dog's medications should be refilled at your veterinarian's office. It is something that there are some medications that we can call into a human pharmacy, but it is also something that we have to make sure that we're calling in the right dosing and all of that, and they can offer refills as well. But a lot of those will have to be refilled at your vet's office. There are online pharmacies. The one that we recommend is the one that's associated with your veterinarian. A lot of the medications that we see on other online pharmacies can't be guaranteed as where they come from, and can be some counterfeit product. So you always want to be as safe as possible with your dog's medications, and make sure you're getting them from your veterinarian or an approved pharmacy of your veterinarian.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.